Today we are going to look at nested loops. Python allows you to have a loop inside a loop, just like the loop, the nested if-else statement. So we also have nested loops, so a loop inside a loop. So today we are going to look at the nested for loop and then nested while loop. So I'm going to show you the syntax and then I'm going to use it to create a timetable, right? I'm just going to design a timetable using nested loop. So without wasting much time, let's look at it. Now, nested loops in Python. This is the syntax for a for loop. For iterating variable outer in sequence outer. For iterating variable inner in sequence inner. Then you go in and carry out this statement. And then this is the statement for the outer loop. So this is the inner loop. This is the statement for the outer loop. Then this is the while loop expression. So the same thing, but I just decided to change the wordings. While expression. So if the expression is true, go in. When you go in, you will see another loop again to test. So this is while expression, then you go in and execute this. So when you go in the first time, you will meet another test again to carry out before you will execute the statement. This statement is for this inner loop, while this statement is for the outer loop, which is this. Same thing goes for the for loop. This is for loop with its own statement, while this is another for loop inside this for loop. So that's the meaning of nested loops. So I'm going to go into the PyCharm and then practically show you how to use this to write a program. So I'm going to write a nested for loop, and I'll be using the range data type to achieve that. Because what I want to design now is a timetable. 1 times 1, 2 times 1, 2 times 2. That is what I want to design. So let's see how I'm going to create this program. I'm going to write my timetable from 1 to 10. So I'm going to say then I will declare a variable which is going to hold the range. I will say I, that is a variable name, I. For I in range, I'm going to use the range data type. So for I in range, then I will have the start of the range and the stop of the range. If I don't define the step, that means it's going to be default 1, right? Because the parameters for range is range, then the parameters will be start, stop, step. So if I don't define, I'm going to define both the start and the stop. I will not bother with the step. So it means it's going to give me a default step of 1. So range. Then I'm going to say 1, and because I want the timetable to stop at 11. If I want I want the timetable to stop at 10, I'm going to make my stop to be 11, right? But if I want this timetable to stop at 12, I'm going to make my stop to be 13. So that is the range. So the range is going to be from 1 to 12. So I'm just going to do from 1 to 12. So for I in range 1. So with this range is simply saying, is the same thing as saying range. And if I put this range, it's simply going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is what this range is going to produce. 1 to 12. That is it. So now, for I in range 1, that is the start is 1 and the stop is 13. So the step will be 1. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Go in. Then I'm going to write another for loop again. So I will say for J, I will declare another variable. I will explain everything when I finish writing. I will declare another variable again, and then I will call another range, right? And I will do the same thing. In this one now, I am going to do, I'm going to stop at 11 because I'll still stop at 12, 1 to 12. So let's leave it the same way. So I'll stop at 12. So that will be 13. Then go in. Then I will declare another variable. Okay. You see, it's giving me this red because I didn't write properly. In, that is that. For j in range 1 to 13 again, then I will declare another variable k, right? This k equals I multiply by j. That is going to hold the result. Then I will come here. Then I will say print. I'll supply the string literal. So then I will do this 3D. This is the D simple. I'm going to explain. Then I put this. Then I call my format string and supply k to it. Okay. Then I will come here and I'll print this. All right. So this is my script. Now, what is this script saying? For I in range 1, that is start, 13 is stop. So since I didn't define the last part, which is step, right? So the step is automatically going to be 1. You can see what is showing me here is range. The parameter for range is start, stop, step. Now, since I didn't, and this, you can see that this step is in a square bracket, telling you that it is optional. Now, if you don't define it, the system is going to take 1 as its default value. So in my own case now, I didn't define it. So the step is going to be 1. It's going to be incrementing by 1. Now, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up to 12. So the first thing that will happen is it will come here, copy the first one, put it inside this variable, then go in. When it goes in, it will now test for this other for loop. J in range again. So this range is 1 to 12. It will copy the first one and put it in J. Then it will go in. Already is holding on to I, which is 1. Now it went in and copy 1 again into J. Then it's going to go in and carry out this expression, which is K equals to, this is assignment, I times J assigned to K. So you are declaring 3 variables. You are declaring the first variable I that is going to hold whatever you pull out from this range. Then you go in. You declare another variable J that is going to hold whatever you pull out from this range. Then you go into that loop. And then you multiply this I, which is what you carried from this first loop. You brought it in. So I in this case now is 1. Then J is also 1. So 1 times 1, you will put it inside K. And then you will print out this expression, which is what? 1. Now you have entered into this loop. You are not going to go out of this loop, this inner loop. You will not come out of this inner loop until you finish this range count, which is 1 to 12. Now, it will now check the second one, which is 2. It will copy 2 into J, and then it will come in here. So I is still 1 because you've not gone out of this inner loop. You are still inside the inner loop. So it's holding on to the I. I is still 1. You multiply that 1 to J, which is now 2. So that will be 2. You will assign it to K, and then you will print it out. This 3D simply means you are padding. So you are going to give a space of 3. Now I'm going to execute this script. Let me just execute it. See the way it's coming out. This is not what I want. You see the way it's coming. This is not what I want. Because this is not what I want. I want a timetable that will show me 1 times 1, 1 up to 10, 2 times 2, like that, 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 1, 3 times 2, like that. So I'm going to change the parameter, which is what? The default for the print function is what? A new line. I want the new line to be a space and not for it to go down. So I'm going to change this one to by defining n and then assigning this to it. So if I execute this again now, watch how my output will be. Now this is what I want. This is what I want. Now you can see that this one is coming together. So I am going to have to increase this my space. All right, let me just leave it like this and explain again. Now, if you look at this, this is the beginning. This is what I want to achieve. Now, for I in range, the first number for this range is 1. You will copy it and put it in I. Then you go into this, in this first loop, you go in, which is this. This one will trigger this. When you come in, you will meet another loop inside, because this is nested loop. You declare another variable, which is j, and then you copy 1 from this range and put inside this j. You go in. When you come in, you declare another variable, which is k. That k is what is going to carry out this expression. So the I that you initially carried before coming in is 1. The j that you have now copied, the first number you copied into j is 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. You assign it to k. And then you come here and you say, print that k. Print the k. That is what you are doing. Now, when you print the k, now give it 3 spaces before you now repeat the loop. That is what, so this n is telling me that instead of creating a new line, which is the default new line for this print function, I want you to continue in that line. Don't go down. So continue in that line. So it comes to this one. From here, it moves here, right? So it will come back to this loop. You are not going out of the loop. You are still inside the inner loop. It will copy the second number, which is what? 2. Because I told you that this one is the same thing as, it's going to give you, that range is going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, this is what this range is going to give you. Now, let me copy this. Hold on. I'm just going to copy this. Copy, and I'll paste it here. All right. So this range is going to give you this output. While this other one, this range 2 is also going to give you this. Now, this is what is happening. So in this for I in range, you've copied this first one and you've put it inside this I. Then you go in. When you get in here, you are seeing this next one. For j in range, you declare another variable, which is j. You copy this one and you put it in j. Then you go in. So you have another variable that is going to hold what this expression will give you. So 1 times 1, you assign it to k, which is now 1. So you are going to print it out. When you print it out, it's going to be what? 1. Now, instead of this print function to, by default, create a new line going down, I am now saying that don't create a new line. Rather, give a space and then carry out the second loop. Now, with this 3D, I'm saying the default space should be what? Pad it by 3. The gap that you are going to give before you carry out the next one is 3. I'm going to change the number to maybe 5 so that you will see this one will not be clumsy like this. Then when you have printed out the first one with the first k, which is 1, go in again. You are here. You are not going out of this inner loop. You are still in this inner loop. Copy 2, put it in j. So j becomes 2. I is still 1. You come back inside. I is 1, j is 2. So 1 times 2 gives you 2. Assign it to k and then print out k. That is this 2. Then you go back again, copy 3 into j. Come in again. I is still 1, j is 3. 1 times 3 is 3. Assign it to k and then print it out. That is this 3. Then go again. J is 4. 1 times 4, that is 4. That is this one. So you repeat the step up to 12. Once this inner loop has gotten to 12, then you are going to exit this inner loop. When you exit this inner loop, you come back to the outer loop. The outer loop is what? 2. Once you exit this inner loop, this print function here is for the outer loop. So the moment you exit this inner loop, you will have the space, because this is printing space. You will have this space that is created here. And then the loop will reiterate itself. 2, which is this 2, will be copied to I. Once you copy the 2 to I, you come into this loop again. When you come into this loop, you are going to copy the 2. Now, you are going to copy 1 again to j. Then you come in. So this will now be 2 multiplied by 1. J is 1, because when you exit the loop, everything that you created in this loop died. So coming in again now, you are starting afresh. So J is 1. Then you come in. I is 2, J is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. You assign it to K. You print it out. That is this 2. Then you go the loop again, which is what? 2. J is now 2. I is still 2. You come in. 2 times 2, that is 4. You assign it to K and you print out K. That is this 4. Then you go again. J is now 3, which is this 3. You copy it to J. Then you come in again. I is still 2. 2 times 3, that is 6. You assign it to K and you print out K. That is this 6. Then you go in again. J is now 4. You come in again. You repeat the same step for this line. Once J is complete 12, you exit this loop and you print out a space, meaning you go down again and you repeat the loop. This time around, I becomes 3, right? Once I is 3, you go in. When you go in, when you exit this loop initially, everything that was created in this loop will die. When you are coming in now, you are starting afresh. J is 1, I is 3, you come in. 3 times 1 becomes 3. You assign it to K, you print out K. That is this 3. Then you now take this 2 again, put it to J. J becomes 2. I is still 3. 3 times 2, 6. You assign the 6 to K. You print out K. That is this one, this 6. So you repeat that same step like that up to this. Now you can see this place is clumsy. So I'm going to increase this my number. Let me increase this my number to 5. And then re-execute the program. So I'm going to delete this. Delete this. That was just for illustration purpose. Delete this. Now I'm going to execute this again. You can see it's created more space, so it's no longer clumsy. Now you can see the work of this place. If I change this one now to 7, it's going to expand it more. Execute. Can you see? So this timetable. So I have 1 times 1, 1, 1 times 2, 2, 1 times 3, 3, 2 times 1, 1, 2 times 2, 4, 2 times 3, 6, 2 times 4, 8, 2 times 5, 10, 3 times 1, 3, 3 times 2, 6, 3 times 3, 9, 3 times 4, 12. So that is the timetable. So I've created a timetable for 1 to 12, and then the horizontal part is also 1 to 12. And that is what is giving me. So this is how to use a nested loop, a loop inside a loop. Now, when you test the outer loop, then you will go in, execute the inner loop. Make sure that inner loop is completed before you come out again and continue the outer loop. Then you go in again, execute. Once execution leaves a scope, everything that was created in that scope dies. Everything. So as a human being, this is a scope. Once you exit this scope, everything that was done in this scope is destroyed. If you come in again, you are starting afresh. I know some people will not accept what I just said now, but that is by the wayside. But what this is telling you is that once execution leaves a scope, every object that was created in that scope dies. That is why when execution leaves this inner loop, J is reset to 0. And when you come back in again, the counting will start afresh. J becomes 1 until it finishes. Then when it leaves again, J is reset. When you come back again, J starts from the beginning. So that is what you do with a nested loop. You can see a loop inside the loop will enable you to achieve this output. So that is what I wanted to show you in this nested loop class. So the next class will be on how to terminate any loop by using the break statement, the continue statement, the pass statement. So I'm just going to put that in one class, and then we'll move to our next lecture, which is what? Function proper. So till then, bye-bye.